Welcome to the post-game wrap-up show. As you see, the score right here is 28-0. Final. Chicago wins in dominating fashion. 21 second quarter points. Stats, total yards, Tampa Bay 120, Chicago 244. Passing yards, Tampa 80, Chicago 94. Average yards per attempt, Tampa 8.9, Chicago 13.4. Rushing yards, Tampa 40, Chicago 150. Average yards per carry, 4.4 for Tampa, 7.1 for Chicago. Yards allowed, Tampa gets 244, and yards allowed, and Chicago only allows 120. Just clear domination. Pass yards allowed. Third down conversions, both teams had 2. A tenth was 2. Chicago went for 100%. Tampa Bay went for 50%. Fourth down conversions, none. Red zone touchdown, Chicago had 100%. Tampa didn't even drive in the red zone. Red zone TDs. If you look at the numbers. Points off turnovers. Yards penalized, Chicago 5, Tampa 0. Turnovers 5-0. Big difference. Time of possession, Tampa Bay 4 minutes and 44 seconds. Tampa Bay 15 minutes and 9 seconds. Passing 2 for 9 for Josh McCown with a QB rating of 24.5, 80 yards. Jay Cutler had 6 for 7, 94 yards. A QB rating of 118.7. Yeah, man. Wish my cameraman was here. Doug Martin had 7 attempts for 36 yards. Bobby Randy had 2 attempts for 4 yards. Matt Forte had 16 attempts for 132 yards. The fullback Fawada had 3 attempts for 21 yards. Catching, Vincent Jackson had 2 for 80 yards. Austin Forte had 2 for 22. Martellus Bennett had 2 for 62. Fawada had 2 for 10 yards. Defense, let me just go through interceptions. I know Bradley McDougald had 1. Jennings had 1. Muncie had 1. Fielder had 1. Briggs had 1. And Kevin Lane had 1. Just a pure dominating performance by Chicago tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tampa Bay just could not pass tonight. The rushing game did look pretty good. Hopefully we'll build on it next week as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers host the Buffalo Bills in their home opener next week against King Javo. But I could tell why Dazo 47 won the CAG North regular season championship. Just couldn't go get no momentum. Tampa Bay, on their passing yards, on that them 80 yards, Vincent Jackson drove to the 1-inch line. I don't know if Dazo 47 paid the refs or not, but they called him down at the 1-inch yard line at the end of the regulation. It would have cut it to 21-7, but totally domination, just totally domination. I believe Matt Forte got the player of the game. But anyways, hopefully next week Tampa Bay will finally get rolling after a brutal test against the Chicago Bears. They fall to 0-3 all time in CAG play, but Tampa Bay drops to 0-1 in CAG 37. Chicago improves to 1-0. Next week, I don't know who Chicago plays, but Tampa Bay does play King Javo Buffalo Bills. Until then, this is your live post-game wrap-up. Forgive me for not having highlights tonight. My cameraman was out at Kohl's, so I had to do everything myself, and unfortunately I can only get post-game numbers, but hopefully next week we'll have a lot more for you. Forgive me, YouTube, but I know this is more of a reading off thing, but it's better than anything. Until then, have a great night, and fortunately it didn't go as planned, but hopefully next week we can get our first victory. Schedule's looking a little more easier than a brutal Dazzo 47, but I want to wish my opponent, Dazzo 47, good luck the rest of the way. Next week we'll begin conference play. Actually, Tampa Bay's home for the next 3, so hopefully Raymond James Stadium be rocking next week, and as we try to get to 500. Until then, have a great night, and this is Rebel Rouser signing off. Peace out.